Are there any other places outside of Tokyo that
There's the
you
obvious
guys?
count. Kyoto.
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna talk about Kyoto? Are we
What do you mean? What is it like cancelled?
Kyoto's
I don't know
cancelled.
if we can mention it, man. After what Kyoto did.
I think Kyoto is still great to go to.
If you're going to go to Osaka, right? Because it's a fun place.
Yeah.
And you might want to go to USJ, see the Mario World.
Yep.
You may as well go to Kyoto. It's an hour away, 40 minutes, I think, right? No? It's like super duper
it's like
close.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may as well go to both. Kyoto is a fucking nightmare to get around, though, I will say. I know there's ways you can get around with public transport, but honestly, if you're going there for a trip, I'd say just taxi it around Kyoto. It's super easy to do.
It's a lot cheaper to get a taxi in Kyoto.
And
than
you
it
can
is in
do
Tokyo.
way more shit because if you just taxi from places in Kyoto, you'll get so much more done. I know that me and Chris did like so many like major like tourist things in like one day.
Yeah.
Just because we just taxied everywhere.
Yeah.
And did a good route.
Yeah.
And the ryokans in Kyoto are amazing. Obviously super traditional.
If you want that like super traditional Japan, you know,
Really
like
good, really
Kiyomizudera, Inari Shinja, like all those. And then the
Really
good thing is, again, Osaka is only 30 minutes away. Nara, where you can feed the deers, is only like 45 minutes away. You can go to the other side. You can go to Shiga, which is near like Biwako, which is Japan's biggest inland lake. That place is really lovely.
Kyoto feels like
underrated.
the iPhone store of Japan. It's like everything is so minimal and clean.
Yeah.
Kyoto is so impeccably clean.
How do you think it's going to be when the country opens up and we get tourists back?
I'm scared because I've only ever been to Kyoto with no tourists.
Yeah.
I've been to Kyoto with tourists and it's hell.
Because like the reason I was just like, do we want to talk about Kyoto is just because
People
like,
are gonna go. I mean, they're gonna go.
I mean, like
We can't not
people will want to go obviously, but it is even more probably like when the country opens back up, it's going to be even more of a tourist trap than Tokyo is.
Well, 'cause I think
That's what it seems like. That's
Kyoto
what it
is
seems like to me.
extremely popular with Chinese tourists.
Yeah.
Yes, it
because
is.
it has a lot of historical.
I went
significance.
during Chinese New Year and it was
Oh my god!
oh my god, it was
'Cause, like-
literal shoulder to shoulder.
Oh
people
my god!
everywhere you
You're
went.
like, I didn't want to eat today anyway. All the
yeah,
stores
yeah.
are full.
Yeah, because like Kyoto, yeah, it's a cool place. It's not like the place that it's not my vibe when it comes to travel, just because it's like, it's going to be so busy, so packed, and you're going to be lining up for like the fucking 10th temple that you've seen that day or something like that. And I'm just like, you know what, maybe we can skip this temple. I go somewhere, I just want some nice food.
I get it. It's not for everyone, but
Yes,
a
it's
lot
not
of
for
people love
everyone,
it,
but
right?
a lot of people love it. Yeah, like I recommend the places around Kyoto more than Kyoto itself. Kyoto's like a good base hub.
I've been to Kyoto a few times in the past 2 years. I've got to say, my enjoyment of Kyoto depended on the weather. Because,
yeah.
Right.
Kyoto gets so hot.
it does.
And in the summer, it's unbearable.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even bother going to Japan.
Oh my god.
In summer.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I tell people, I'm like, just don't come in August. You're not going to have fun.
Yeah.
Just come between October. Just come. Come right now. Come, 3, 2, 1, come. Come between October and April. You pick the best time.
I would mostly agree with you, except of the existence of Okinawa.
Okay, if you're going to Okinawa, but how many people are going to go to Okinawa? Like, not that many.
A lot of people.
Okay. Maybe
maybe if you've been to Japan a few times.
Here's the thing.
Because that's where I recommend.
Tokyo sucks in the summer.
I will fully agree with Connor, because if you're gonna go to Japan to go to just Okinawa, then
Yeah,
fucking
fucking
go
do
to
it.
a Southeast Asian country. Like, there's so many fucking beaches there. You know, Okinawa is where we go when we live in Japan, because we don't have.
Fuck off! Oh, we colonized this island. It's ours.
Yeah, I mean Okinawa is where
It's a
is where we go if you live in Japan to get to like a good beach, because there's not many choices when it comes to good beaches here in Japan,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
God forbid mainland
Yeah.
Japan is a good beach.
Yeah,
There's
because
some in like Shimoda and stuff.
I mean, it's,
Easy has a bunch.
I don't know. My standard of beaches is very high.
yeah,
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
like,
I
just-
feel Okinawa is the only place that fits my Australian standard of beaches.
Yeah,
This man was raised in sand.
I was raised in like some of the best beaches in the world. So
yeah, Japan doesn't have a lot of choices when it comes to beaches.
Yeah.
Funny for an island nation, but then again, I'm from England as well, and we have the exact same problem. So I can't.
But
really
I
complain
would
about
argue that Okinawa is not only great for the beaches, but, you know, kind of very similar to Hokkaido, where like the food that you can get in Okinawa is like next level.
I've never actually been to Okinawa yet, so I can't
Oh,
comment.
dude, you have
but I've
to.
only
I wanna
seen like
go.
the spam sushi, and I'm just
Okinawa, like spam sushi is like, you know, more famous one, but like there's so many like traditionalist Okinawa and Ryukyu style foods that are just so good. And I mean, like the booze in Okinawa as well, like, you know, because like in Hokkaido you have Sapporo beer.
Yeah.
Right, which is like you drink Sapporo beer in Hokkaido.
It's
like
Sapporo Classic.
Sapporo Classic,
Which you can only get in like Hokkaido for some reason.
Yeah. Whereas in Okinawa, there's a specific type of beer called an Orion beer or an Orion beer, however you want to pronounce it. And Orion beer in Sapporo, in Okinawa, is probably just as nut worthy as a Sapporo in Hokkaido, in my
Before you
opinion.
said onion beer.
Onion,
Onion? And then,
Onion beer?
and then you cut the onion?
cut the onion in half.
God damn it. So cursed.
Yeah, but like Orion. Or it's spelled Orion, but it's pronounced Orion. But like,
Right.
Orion beer is it's like a Okinawa specific beer, and that on like a summer day in Okinawa is god tier.
Okay.
It's so good. And just Okinawan food in general. If you want like a different kind of twist on Japanese food that you can't really get anywhere else, I would definitely recommend Okinawan food.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of Okinawa-based restaurants in Tokyo as well. Like there's a really good one in Nikibuka actually in Sunshine City. I go to quite a bit. So if you want like a different take
know
on
that.
Japanese food, I recommend Okinawan food.